most amazing artists. Let's go draw. I am ready. I need something cozy and warm, and I'm gonna help you design your own cabin that you can color and create in and just have a great time. So let's go have fun.
Hey artists. All right, I did a video on an easy cabin. This one is going to be intermediate. So this is a little bit harder. We're gonna do a little bit more details in this cabin and add to it. And also this cabin is gonna be in the winter time. So here's the outside of my cabin. And when I turn it over, this is the magical part. Here's the inside of my cabin. And also I have Dr. Pepper on my paper. I also have some animals hibernating under the snow and in a tree. So I'm gonna show you how to draw all this today, and you can use your own imagination to make your cabin however you want it and decorate it. So let's go. You're going to need paper, a pencil, and an eraser. If your pencil has an eraser on the end, you're fine, but for some reason mine doesn't have an eraser, so I had to go find one. All right, first thing you're gonna wanna do, friends, is draw your land. This will anchor everything to your paper. So we're gonna start low. And I'm gonna make this line going across the paper. I'm following the line here at the bottom of the page to kind of help me. There we go. Then for my cabin, I'm gonna start it over here on the side. Gonna go up and then come over a bit. I might want to adjust this, but I think this looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna draw a line going across the top and connect it. And then I want to draw my roof. So I'm going to come out just a little bit for the eaves. Out just a little bit like this. And my roof is actually gonna be smaller on the top than it is on the bottom. This makes it look more realistic. So I'm gonna be drawing these lines going in just like that and in just like that on that side. So there we go. There we go. Then top of my roof. Okay. Now I'm gonna draw my chimney. Now I did a chimney on the earlier cabin. I think I'm just gonna do a stovepipe for this one. So I'm gonna do my stovepipe just coming out of the side here with a little pipe. And it's coming down and goes into the house right there. All right, now for my door, I'm gonna draw a lot of these simple shapes first and then go back and decorate. I'll show you why here in just a minute. And my window. Draw your window kind of high so you can fit your table and chairs in on the other side. Okay, and then a tree. I'm gonna put the tree over here. It is winter time in this scene, so I'm not gonna draw any foliage on this tree. I do want it to have some branches. There we go. And I'm gonna do a little layer of snow that's on the ground. Okay? All right, now what we're gonna do is turn this over and do the back. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, artist friends, we are at a window in my studio today. We're gonna use this as a light box. Everybody has windows, so they're a free source for a light box. Boxes can be really expensive, and they are basically just a box with a light bulb and glass over the top so you can trace, but you've already got one at your house, I'm sure. So I'm going to turn my paper over just like this, lay it on the glass. Ooh, the glass is so cold today. And then I'm just gonna trace the window, with the window, I'm gonna trace all the lines for my cabin so I can do the inside of my cabin. So here we go. Yeah, we have not had fun weather, but I'm really hoping that this little fun project gives you something to do to exercise your imagination. And it can be as fun as you want it to be. You can add so much stuff to this. Animals, people, you name it. Nature, flowers. This is the reason I did not do anything fancy right away, because I know I have to go back in and trace all this before I can add stuff to it. So that's why I didn't show you how to make anything fancy right off the bat. We just kept with those really simple shapes. I'm even tracing the tree, because as you'll see in this video, you can do the inside of the tree too. Get your snow in there and your land. Okay, when you're done, get back to your table. Okay, I'm back. Now we're gonna decorate the front of our cabin. And I want to make this look like a log cabin. So I'm going to make some scalloped lines, like the ends of logs. Just going right down the side. I'm gonna do both sides. I'm gonna try to keep them about the same size. Oh, if you get off, that's okay. And then I'm gonna go with my eraser and just touch up a little bit. I might have to I don't have a great eraser. I mean, it erases well, but it's hard to get details sometimes. I might have to go in and touch that up, that's okay. So yeah, let me just draw those, whoops, again. So now I'm going to go straight across. Now don't worry if this gets wonky, because I mean, log cabins aren't perfect. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it and try to connect these two ends right here. Right there. And I'm just kind of sketching basically. It's not gonna be perfect, that's okay. And there you go. Okay, so there's my logs for my log cabin. Now I'm gonna work on my door. So pretty simple really. I'm gonna split it in half. I'm gonna kind of make it look like a barn door. I drew these two lines across. I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom. And then I'm gonna draw these lines going up and down. And I'm gonna have to come behind this to make it look like wood. There we go. Okay, and then my window, I'm gonna put a frame in here. Just drawing another line in the center of that square. And then I'm gonna draw my dividers. There we go. Okay, so my roof is a metal roof, which is pretty common. And so I'm gonna draw the seams of the metal. One is gonna come straight down, and then the rest of them are going to start going out like this to match these two lines here. So I'm actually gonna start with the very last ones, because they're gonna match these two lines here. And these ones in the middle are not gonna be as crooked, and they're not gonna be as straight. They're gonna be kind of somewhere in between. And that gives you the feeling that you're looking at this and that it's real. All right, now for my path, I'm gonna make a little path from the door. And let's put some stones on it. You can put flowers if you want. Mine, my cabin is in the winter time, so no flowers. Not yet anyway. And then I'm just gonna draw some little lines on my tree to imitate the tree bark. Just give my tree some texture. Don't have to go crazy. All right, now is the fun part. We get to flip our cabin over and draw the inside. This is gonna be so fun, you guys. This is my favorite part. So let's start with, I think I'll start with a ladder that goes up to the second floor. So I'm basically gonna draw it in front of the door, even though it's not right in front of the door. It could be on the other side of the room, but the door is behind it. So I have the two lines going for the sides of the ladder. I'm gonna draw two more lines, like so. And then I need the rungs so that we can climb up our ladder and go up into our little loft. When I was a little girl, I read all of the Laura Ingalls Wilder Little House on the Prairie books, probably 3 or 4 times. And I just had all these wonderful experiences living through a book in old times and in her cabins that she would have, you know, on the frontier and things like that, and how fun it was. And it was just a really, really neat experience to learn, you know, how some of our ancestors used to live. It was rough, let me tell you. It's kind of like we're living right now, you know, we're struggling to heat our homes, and right now I don't have running water, so it's reminding me a lot of that. All right, I put my little frame on my window. Then I'm gonna put my crossbars to hold my window glass in. And I'm gonna do some curtains. There we go. Little curtains. Okay, let's do the stove because we gotta have heat. So our stovepipe comes in here and comes down. And we're gonna make a little pot-bellied stove just like they would have had in a little cabin on the frontier plains or on the prairie. Just a little pot-bellied stove, kind of like an Easter egg shape a little bit, but then when it gets to the bottom, it's got little feet. So make these two little lines here, and then put little marbles on the end of them, and then come back behind, and there's your feet for your pot-bellied stove. We have to make a door so you can put wood in it, and the door has little holes in it so you can see if the fire's burning. Okay, now our table and chairs. So we're gonna make the flat tabletop first. Then we're gonna give it some depth by making it a little bit thicker. And same thing with our legs. I just drew two really skinny U's. The chair needs to look like it's behind the legs, so I made it go behind. Just like that. And then if you want it to look nicer, you can just add some depth by adding another line. Ta-da! Don't worry, that chair's not gonna get burned by the stove. The stove is away from the chair. It just doesn't look like it in this picture. You could draw, I don't know, I'm gonna put a tea kettle. So I'm gonna draw a circle for my teapot and then a little lid on the top and a spout and a handle and a teacup with a handle and a little tea saucer. Someone's having tea. They're gonna stay nice and warm in their cabin today. Okay, now let's move up to the top where we're gonna draw our little bedroom. So in the Little House books, Laura and her sisters always slept in the loft of the cabins that their pa would build. And she talked about how warm it was up there because all the heat would rise from their wood stove and it would be all warm and snuggly up there. So first we're gonna draw the headboard, come across for a mattress, and then draw the footboard. I'm just making upside down really skinny U's. And I'm gonna make some wavy lines for the bottom of the blanket and a curve for a pillow. Now you could go in and make this a patchwork quilt. You could put a teddy bear on here, a book. Just use your imagination, just have so much fun. This is like having your very own house and getting to design it, which I think would be so fun. All right, got another headboard going this way, and then another footboard coming up, just like that. The blanket or the patchwork quilt, whichever one you want it to be, and the pillow, just like that. All right, then you can make some pictures on the wall. Make a circle, make a square. And a long time ago when they hung pictures, the wire actually came out the back and you could see it. So you can make a little half triangle and then make it look like there's a nail in the wall. And there you go. For the frame, you just make another line right inside. And that looks like a picture frame. And you can draw what you want in there. Okay, now that we have the inside of our cabin all snuggly and warm, let's draw some nature. So in my tree, I'm gonna show a cutaway section. My tree's not really cut, but I'm just gonna show what's going on inside this tree. So in this first top room here, I'm gonna put a little squirrel. So I drew a little sideways U and a little ear. A scrunchy back, a big bushy tail, you guys. And then a big leg, because squirrels are good climbers and hoppers. Two little front feet and an eye. Down here at the bottom, I'm gonna put an owl. So I'm going to start with a big round head, a big body, just like that, some big wings. I don't know how I'm really going to end that. 2 big eyes and some ears and the little hooter, the little beak. Okay, then one last thing. We're going to do some animals hibernating. So you can draw what looks like little holes going under the ground, under the snow. I'm going to do 2. Now, there we go. I'm going to do a bear in this one, even though bears are typically asleep in caves. Bears are round, so everything is round. Round ears, round face, round body, round tail, round back leg, round paws. You get the idea. And give them sleepy eyes because they're hibernating. They're asleep in the winter. Then I'll do a little fox. Foxes are pointy, so pointy face, pointy ears. Still got a round body. Oh, here comes Spooky. She's going to visit this video too. She's going to help. Thanks, Spooky. A big bushy tail to keep warm with. Lucky fox. Sleepy eyes and some little tiny feet. All right, let me move Spooky's booty. All right, there we go, you guys. The rest of this is just up to you. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to color it with your crayons or markers? Do you want to add more? Do you want to build a huge, giant cabin for a bunch of people? Do you want to do a whole landscape with animals hibernating under the snow? This is all what you can do with it. Get out your crayons, get out your markers, and have lots of fun today, you guys. I hope to see you tomorrow. If not, hopefully next week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.